Hi, everyone. Welcome. Today, we are going to be welcoming in a high vibrational being who has a message for us. I don't know yet who that will be. I never know with these channelings that I'm holding here on YouTube. So I just open up and ask who has a message and receive it, but I do set the filter that they be beings who have our highest good at heart. So, welcome if you're here with me live. I see that there are a few of you here. So, if you'd like to say hello, go ahead. If not, that's fine. If you have questions, you can post those. And if you're watching this after the fact, please do feel free to post your questions and comments. I will get back to you. Hi, Liz. So, a little bit about me. I'm Paige Apgar. I'm an energy medicine practitioner and a channel, and I work here in Tallahassee, Florida, and I also work online. You can find out more about me at soulslightenergyhealing.com, and that link is in the description. And if you're interested in knowing about channelings, other things that you can participate in, other channeled meditations, for example, you can sign up for my email list. There is also a link to do that in the description below. Make sure you choose channelings and spirit guides as an area of interest. That way you'll be notified of upcoming events. Hey, Pern and Peggy, Victoria, Salome, good to see you all. It's great to have you here. So I do have an additional channeled event coming up this Friday. That one is specifically a channeled healing. That's something new that I'm starting. And it's going to be small group, a small group of people up to 12. And if you're interested in joining that, reach out to me and I'll send you the link. And I will be doing those on a monthly basis. So if that's something you're interested in, join my email list and you'll be notified. I'm not really posting about those anywhere else unless I just happen to be talking about it here. This is kind of an exciting time to do those things because we are between eclipses. So I'm excited to see who comes in today. I'm always excited to see who's going to come in because it's just like a fun surprise. But today is an interesting day because of the energy of being between two eclipses, which is such a transformational period for everyone. We had the new moon solar eclipse, and now we have the full moon lunar eclipse coming. So it was new beginnings and then endings or conclusions. So you kind of want to look at what you're noticing in your own life, what's coming up. And it'll be interesting to see what the message is specifically for us today. So a little bit about these particular sessions. Hey, Kirsty. I do different channeled events, and each one is a little bit different in terms of the intention. So these sessions are intended to be kind of an open format for messages to come in. There is a transmission. There's always some amount of transmission because we're talking about receiving information from higher vibrational beings so that that information comes in with that higher vibrational frequency. So that's always going to be part of it. Some of the channelings are more intentionally focused on the transmission. So I do an insight timer monthly channeling that's always Metatron with 7 archangels and an assortment of other beings that come in to assist. So that's kind of a large group of beings that come in, and the intention there is to further the awakening process of humanity and for healing. And there's a strong emphasis on frequency. So every one of those includes 3 specific frequencies that have a certain intention or meaning behind them. They do have certain effect on us. This channeling here is different. Hi, Clelia. So there aren't specific frequencies for these, and of course it's a different being every time. So it's kind of a different setup. You know, if you're always working with the same group, then they are sort of attuning you to certain frequencies. When that changes, it's more like it's kind of, you can think of it as if you're talking to different people, and let's say you have kind of the same. There are certain people that you tend to talk about the same things with, or have the same kinds of conversations, or on same topics, or you have the same interests, something like that. And this And that might be more like the insight timer with just Metatron. And then these, because it's open to so many different to different beings, it's more like being in a room full of people with a lot of different interests, and you just kind of have a short conversation with them. So it's a different approach. And then the channeled healings are another different approach, because those are specifically about healing, and those are about the people who sign up for that come in with the intention of receiving healing. So that already sets the stage. So there's an intention behind the connection, which is important to consider. So in those particular channelings, the beings who come through are going to work on the people who are there directly with the intention of their healing, whether that's physical, emotional, or spiritual. Sometimes people don't know why they're drawn to a healing, but we all need some healing sometimes. Any of us, even if we're in good health and our emotional states are well, we can still use some healing work sometimes. So they'll go wherever they need to go to do that healing. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I do hold different events, and I know a lot of you who watch these go to the different types of things, and it can be confusing. Well, if this one says this or if that one says that, what's the difference between them? So that's the difference between the different types of events that I hold. So for today, um, I don't have anything else to discuss really before we get into it. If you all have any questions, you can go ahead and post those. Otherwise, we'll just go ahead and get into our meditation. And while you're thinking, so if you do have questions, I'll give you a minute to think of them and post them. I'll just keep talking. Um, Here's how it's going to flow. I'll just lead us into the meditation. It'll be kind of just a light guided piece at the beginning. And that's really just to kind of set the stage and to create a nice field to receive the energy. And then we'll just receive. And at that point, I will tune in. I'll open up to receive the message. I will tell you who's here. It might take me a minute. And then I will just open up to receive the message that comes through. Some of them are very attuned to our vibration, and they're used to sending messages through. So it's easy to receive those messages. They come through a little more clearly. Others are not quite as attuned, and the messages come through in a different way. And sometimes with different beings, messages come through in different forms. Sometimes it's more sounds more like words coming through. Other times it's more image based or sensation based. So I'm synthesizing however it's coming in, and putting it into a message, a spoken message. Hi, Anne. And Anne's asking, is the healing done on this body in 5D, or may it be on us in another dimension? It can be on any level. That's a great question, actually. You are multidimensional. And when you get into healing, and particularly when you get into working with these high vibrational beings, um, they know that they'll be communicating with your higher self. Um, so they're communicating with you on a different level already, and they're going to go wherever you ask for your healing. And you may be asking for that consciously, or it may not be conscious, but you can trust that you're going to get what you need. I think that's the most important thing. You don't necessarily need to know exactly what's happening, or what was done, sort of after the fact. But all you need to know is that you can trust that you'll get what you need. Hi, Mandy. Good to see you. So, yeah, that's a great question, though, and something interesting to think about. As an energy healer, I observe these things in sessions where sometimes we're working clearly on a physical problem, or as an emotional manifestation of an issue. And then sometimes we go way back to something that's more of a soul level piece, a spiritual piece, and they can be linked. right, to the current emotional state, current physical state. So sometimes we need to go back to the healing on those deeper levels in order for that to trickle up to the current manifestations in our lives. Any other questions before we get started? Okay, it's quiet, so I'm going to go ahead and get underway. Now, I do want to say, though, before we begin, that if you're watching this after the fact, you will still receive the frequency, however that's coming through. It does tend to be more powerful if you can do it in the moment, but you'll still get something. Um, you can listen just to the message and turn it off, or you can sit through the entire meditation. My preference is the whole meditation just because, there's a lot to that for you going into that deeper state and allowing that energy to come in and adjust and do what it needs to do. But also, usually that quiet time is a time of transmission of frequencies. So there is still value in sitting through that. And if you fall asleep, it's fine. You'll still receive. Um, okay, I think that's all I need to say. All right. So let's get going. So I'm just going to have you tune into your breath, settle in where you are. And we'll just start taking some slower, deeper breaths. And allow the breath to take you into new states of consciousness, allowing that to be the doorway. Allowing your body to relax and release any stress that you've been carrying. And releasing any thoughts that you're holding on to. So let's take just a few minutes to breathe and come into the space and clear the mind, relax the body. And as you come more fully into this space and into this moment, I'm aware of the weight of your body in the chair, feeling centered and grounded. And becoming aware of your presence within the space. And now allowing your awareness to expand beyond the borders of your physical body. Feeling into the room around you. And continuing to follow the breath. And opening now to connect with higher vibrational beings. And setting the intention to only connect with those beings that have your highest good at heart. So we're being joined by a representative of a certain group of beings that are connected to the planet, but not nature spirits. And this is a group that's new to me. And they're telling me they are related to traditions, ancient traditions in Australia. You witness much change in this time that you are upon the planet. This is indeed a time of great change, much more than many of you have come for. We witnessed many changes. We have seen civilizations come and go. We have seen humanity's changes within the humans themselves, within the human expression. You have evolved many times over in your explorations upon this planet. We witness and we share with you. We wish to guide this process in as much as we may assist. We wish you to understand your connection to this planet, the vibration that moves through you, that is very much a part of you. You carry this vibration as beings, the vibration of this planet that is your planet, that is the planet of your home. Though you may come from elsewhere, you cannot be here in physical form without carrying this vibration as well. This vibration is shifting and shifting quite quickly. And you must change with it. You must be flexible. You must be willing to experience new states that are uncomfortable for you. Your physical forms may change, as they have many times. Your diet may change, as it has many times. Your experience of the world around you will change. Your perception will change. You have already begun, you see. You have already entered into a state of radical change. It is as if you are shape-shifting from the former human state to a newer human state. This is all encompassing. You will not find that this is temporary. This change will come from within and be expressed outwardly. You will see yourselves change long after the change has begun. You will come to know new physical states. You will come to know new experiences of consciousness. As new dimensions open to you, you will expand into them. This in turn will change your perception, your manifestation as human. It is not to be misunderstood that this is for a higher purpose. This change is not to be resisted. There is no resisting. This is a process that is much bigger than you as individuals, though you find yourselves within it because you are of it. You are as if you are particles of dust that blow on the wind. The particle cannot change its mind and choose not to be blown, to step out of the current. You see, time moves in this way. There are shifting winds, shifting currents that move with time, that mold and shape this new humanity that is taking form. And yes, you are part of this new humanity. It is not only the future generations, it is now. Your expression will change. How you know yourself will change. You may feel you are not the same person you once were. You are one in this process. All of humanity. Allow yourselves to be molded like clay, becoming something new, a new project, a new expression, a new form takes shape, is animated. You will find new strength in these new states of being. You will rise stronger. Know that this is your potential. Do not deny it to yourself. You will leave behind your patterning of past human traits, behaviors, how you have known yourselves to be. You will find new expression, the creation of new patterns, new states of understanding, of consciousness, of expression. We show you this future that is now, so that you will not be afraid, so that you may better understand why it is that you must suffer, why the difficulty, It is the release of what you have known. For many, the only existence that you have known. And when you're ready, you can begin bringing yourselves back. That completes our meditation and our message. Hi, Barb's. Good to see you. You all are welcome to post your comments, questions. I'll have to take some time to do a little research and figure out the identity of our visitor. It was quite a powerful presence. It was one being representative of a group. Very grounding, stabilizing. Hi, Donna. Good to see you. You're welcome. Yeah, Barb says it felt very powerful. It did. And stabilizing, which is interesting, of course, with the times we're in. There was such a strong sense of the need to be prepared to mold ourselves into something else. And it says also light. Good. Yeah. It felt very calming for me. It has a really nice calming feel, but also a very strong presence. And that going back to the message, that the time is now. So interesting, we were talking about the eclipses and wondering what the message might be for right now between eclipses and all of the change. So I think that was actually quite an appropriate message for right now. Kirsty says that felt interesting. Yeah, especially with living in Australia and having unexpected winds also at the moment. Well, that is interesting. The wind was a powerful visual and sensation that came through, and really such a strong message about the particles on the wind, and that we are like those particles, that there is no choosing not to be blown, that we're on strong currents. Peggy says that felt pretty deep. Yeah. And then the repatterning. Yeah. And that was interesting because there was a visual that came with that. And it was literally like waves, very thin waves that were different patterns kind of overlaid on each other. And that these patterns were dropping. And those were some of our old patterning. And I was getting this sense of history, our known history, and our societies, and the patterning of how we've behaved, how our societies have been structured, how individuals have treated other individuals. There's a lot around that in the dropping of patterning. Very calming. Yeah, great. Hi, Alaska. You're welcome. Barb says a feeling of being grounded, polarities. Yeah, like grid support. Oh, yeah, that it definitely did feel that way. And windy there too, and you in the UK. Interesting, that coincided with the wind and the message. Yes. And the wind points email. That's true also. Yeah, I just sent an email to my list about working the wind points. Gosh, that really is interesting. Thanks for bringing that up. Tina, hi Tina. Yeah, grounding and calming. Good. And Pern got some colors: lime green, cobalt blue, shapes and many sparkling neon blue lights over all of us. How fascinating. Victoria, love the references to time. Yeah, that was a powerful message when it came through. It really resonated. Felt lots of release in your diaphragm. Good. Yeah, and that's an intense area, the diaphragm. That's seems to be an area where we lock in a lot of patterns. So yeah, that part about time, it was I was seeing that came right after the wind piece, and it was showing me like dunes. I saw sand blowing and a lot of red earth, and that there's movement, in the shifting of dunes over time and over long periods of time. They shift, even though the shifting happens just inch by inch. But it was that massive change over time. But it was like the shifting dunes, though I felt like this was a much faster process that they were showing. Clearly is not sure what you saw, but saw flickers of black cloth. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, also because a piece about the past. And, keep in mind that what you're seeing probably has a lot to do with you, and that goes for everyone. It could be something about your past lives. It could be, a part of you that's coming up for revision or being worked on. That's Sandy. Hi, Sandy. I love the follow up. Yeah, on the guest. Bit of an electric shock at the beginning. That's interesting. It might just be when it was connecting. You do tend to feel that connection come in. And Bars is maybe that links with what is happening now. Yeah, absolutely. All of it. I don't know if you're referring to something specific, but I would say all of it does. Hi, Mike. You're welcome. Definitely links to what's happening now, especially with being, just in this tumultuous time, but time of so much change. And there was such an emphasis also on the new form of humanity taking shape. All of this molding, taking shape, shifting, pushing, sort of unavoidable, but a course that's set to the new humanity. Really fascinating, right? And that we're in it, that it's happening now, and that the new humanity, new states are now. It's a lot to process, isn't it? Well, if you have any other comments or questions, go ahead and post those, and we'll just, otherwise, we'll wind it up. You might want to stay in this space just a little longer. Then see if anything else comes up for you. It's also a great time to journal after doing one of these meditations. To just see what's coming up, what's shifting, and also to stay aware over the next, I would usually say few days, but I think this time I'll say a couple weeks or maybe longer, because of the eclipse right now, eclipses. And this energy may come in, it may influence some of that for you as well in a positive way. So yeah, you might just invite that influence. Hi, Tina. Uluru. Okay, I don't know who that is, so that's a new presence or being for me. So I'll have to look into that. I don't know if I'm reading that correct. It might be Ulanu. Yeah, I will definitely get back to you on who was present. I'll have to do a little bit of looking, and we'll see. All right, everyone. We'll have a wonderful rest of your evening. And please do share this if you think this might be beneficial for someone that you know. And I will see you next time. Take care, everyone.